All right, Brett, are you standing in front of a mirror?
Yeah, so I just got to say his name 5 times.
We're gonna say his name together 5 times, and supposedly he'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. You ready?
Yes. Stanley. 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 Oh my god. Stanley. Oh, nothing's happening.
Well, what the fuck?
Excelsior!
Episode 193 of Comic Book Queer's Legacy. I am your host, Brett. I survived. Also, EvilJeff, did you survive?
I did.
EvilJeff?
Yeah, I did. He just...
oh, thank God.
He just touched me inappropriately, though. I feel kind of violated.
That's incredible. He really turned into a dick after he died, huh? Oh my God. Hi, everyone. It is episode 193. We are here to talk about things like the new Candyman, What If, that Spider-Man trailer, and a few X-books that came out last week. How about it?
I think there's so much to talk about that we should just dig right into it.
Let's go straight into it. Cue that Hot Topics music.
What are you gonna hear?
What?
Hot Topics.
Hot Pockets. Listen, we finally got a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, EvilJeff.
I'm going to admit something to you, and you're going to probably be like, you're an idiot. Okay. How many times have you watched it?
Probably like 5.
Okay. I watched it once, and I didn't read up any Easter egg things, so you're going to have to explain to me if there's anything I missed, because there was a lot of stuff flashing. Sure.
Yes.
And so I might have missed some things.
Let me cut right to it. We basically got 5 members of the Sinister Six in that trailer.
Okay.
We did.
Love it.
Would you like to know who they are?
What? Who was the... Okay, let me just... There's the one that has like the hammer, right? No.
The hammer?
Like that. Who's the one...
Thor?
No, not the... Who's the one that has the ball and chain?
Oh, Absorbing Man?
Is he one of the Sinister Six?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
what about
was.
Electro?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we actually see like his power signature from the comics rather than the blue nonsense they did in that Andrew Garfield nonsense.
Oh. I didn't watch any of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans.
Wait. Really?
Yeah, I just was like, no, I don't like any of this. I started watching it and I hated it so much I turned it off. And
EvilJeff, they are garbage. When I tell you,
I couldn't watch it.
The second one is such garbage, but when I tell you the first one is such boring garbage.
Does Emma Stone die in it?
In the second one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's awful. She dies at the hands of have you ever experienced the Dane DeHaan Green Goblin? EvilJeff.
No, I know. Isn't it a thing where it looks like she's like he tries to catch her, but her head hits the floor?
He webs her, and but she hits the floor before the web snaps her back. Yeah, it's horrific. It's a terrible, horrific death scene. I hate it. I hate watching it. It's disturbing. I don't like it.
I didn't watch any of it. I didn't like any of it.
Oh my God, you have got to see Dane DeHaan Green Goblin. It is trash.
Why? See, you telling me how bad it is not making me want to see it.
It is so bad. This movie, they're so bad.
You're that person that is like, oh my God, this tastes awful. Taste this.
Smell this milk. It smells like Andrew Garfield. It smells like Dane DeHaan. Listen, it's horrific because Dane DeHaan is so sexy, and then they turn him into this pathetic version of Green Goblin. I'm getting flustered. Andrew Garfield's great. He's a fun Spider-Man because he's jokey and he's like New Yorky.
Yeah.
But everything else is real trash. Sally Field as Aunt May?
Yeah.
Woo. I think Uncle Ben is, what's the guy from Singles? I want to say Crispin Glover, but not Crispin Glover.
Oh, the, The one who was in something about Mary.
No, that's Matt Dillon.
Oh, the other one. Oh, the one who was a longtime companion.
Yes!
What's his name?
It's not Crispin Glover, but it's not Dane DeHaan. Oh, God, this
I know who you mean.
Bradley? We're way off topic. Okay, so it is Electro it is Jamie Foxx. You don't see Jamie Foxx, but you see lightning that is so yellow that it has to be Electro. That yellow lightning is hitting a giant sand creature.
Oh, right, Sandman.
Right. So we get those two.
Campbell Scott.
We have Campbell fucking Scott. Thank you. We have what looks to be Lizard clawing at Peter at some point in the trailer. Although I'm like, watch them pull some shit and it's not Lizard. It's like fucking Jared Leto Morbius. That would be the worst. You saw it ends with Alfred Molina, which we love, as Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a pumpkin bomb with a laugh. So totally Dane DeHaan, Green Goblin.
Is it him or is it William Dafoe?
No, it's Dafoe.
Okay,
come on,
good.
It's gotta be.
Thank
Can you imagine
God.
if it's Dane DeHaan? I would stand up and applaud. So you've got the five. You've got Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Lizard, Sandman, and Electro. And people are speculating on who the sixth member will be.
Probably a lady.
Oh, maybe a lady. I'm hoping for Keaton Vulture myself.
Oh. Vulture was always so faggy.
Like Keaton Vulture or just Vulture in general?
Oh, just Vulture in general, yeah.
Yes, like his fur collar and his skinny jeans.
He's always just kind of super skinny and just like...
Yeah.
Like he's like a twink, and then when he got old, no one liked him anymore, so he decided to start a life of crime.
But he still goes to the bars.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And roofies
and like
people.
lurks in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, like, don't talk to me. Outside of the Sinister Six, thoughts on Tom Holland's body?
I mean, is it ever not amazing?
Oh, it's the best. It's truly it puts the amazing in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I feel he's now of an age where I don't feel creepy lusting over him.
Oh, it's fine. Jake Gyllenhaal made a man out of him.
Oh my God, you know that they had sex one night.
They absolutely did. They're both so hot.
Yeah, but now I can't anymore because Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't bathe. And that's a fucking deal breaker for me.
I know. Our Pats was doing that for a while during the Twilight craze.
Not bathing?
Not bathing to keep people away from him.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The things people do.
So EvilJeff.
Yes.
It looks like Spider-Man 3, as I call it, aka Spider-Man No Way Home, is a mixture of One More Day.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say Into the Spiderverse.
Now, here's the thing. One More Day, isn't the main villain in that Morpheus? Mephisto. That's what I meant. So and everyone kept saying Mephisto is going to show up in WandaVision. Do you think, is Mephisto just once again another red herring?
Yeah, here we go with this nonsense. Not everybody. There was a contingent of people online who were saying that is not Doctor Strange. Which is with an implication, it's Mephisto. Like, no, it's Doctor Strange. They just gave him really weird, like, dyed red eyebrows for some reason.
Also, I will say this. I don't think you can have the whole second movie where one character is actually another character and then do the exact same thing in the third movie with Nick Fury being a Skrull.
Exactly. And you also can't introduce 6 villains and Mephisto.
Unless maybe Mephisto is the 6th villain.
That feels wrong.
But here's a question I have for you. We have timelines there's timelines in 4 shows right now, alternate timelines. We kind of have WandaVision hearing her children in what I presume is an alternate timeline, and her powers bursting and probably doing a complete, what are those events called?
Crisis. A Nexus.
A Nexus event. Doing what we call a Nexus. Doing a Nexus event. Then we have Loki, where literally Sylvie kills the Time Lord Master and whatever he's called. and all of the time streams break up. We have What If showing what's happening in these worlds, but then we have Doctor Strange talking about, oh, here's the one timeline, and then he does a spell that goes wrong. Who is really responsible for the timeline being destroyed?
I feel like it's a rich tapestry of butt fuckery. I think
Because
all of them.
Well, I have a feeling, I think Sylvie killing the time, is it the Time Lord?
Well, He Who Remains.
He Who Remains. Her killing him just prevented it from being put back together. But that moment when he goes, oh, now I don't know anything that happens from this point on. Is that Wanda or is that Doctor Strange? I think it's one of those two is what causes that.
Part of me feels like they might have all acted simultaneously by accident. And it was the combination of the three of them. I love everybody assumed that Doctor Strange was going to have to clean up Loki and Wanda's messes.
He's making his own
He's bringing a mess of his
fucking
own.
mess. And I will say, people, here is the one thing that I first started out saying, I'm just like, is he this stupid? Is he this stupid?
No, he's that arrogant.
And this is the thing I remembered. They don't really get into it in the Infinity Wars, which is where I last saw it. He's a fucking jackass that thinks he can do anything.
He's a fucking asshole.
Of course he would do that. It totally fits his character.
Especially after Wong is like, don't eat that pie. I mean, don't cast that spell. Yeah. He's like, okay. Like, that makes me want to cast the spell more.
And it has been confirmed. Well, not confirmed, but people are now saying it's that Wanda is going to be the direct antagonist, like the villain in the Doctor Strange movie.
I mean, and Loki's going to be in it. I can see Loki wanting to heal what the variant version of him created. I can see Doctor Strange wanting to heal what he inadvertently created. But I can see Wanda being like, no, I'm still going. I'm fine.
She's like, I'm not doing this until I get my kids. And I bet you the thing is then they're like, all right, well, let's get these fucking kids and then we can close the timeline.
That's the thing. Like, she's not going to result in being the villain where the Act 3 fight is against Wanda. You know, like Act 3 will be Doctor Strange and Wanda teaming up. I have
against two, though. We know it can't be Kang because Kang isn't really showing up as the main villain until Ant-Man.
There were rumors about Nightmare. There's rumors about Mephisto. Or
is Catherine Hahn going to be in the new Doctor Strange?
I don't know.
Can we get some Agatha Harkness, please?
Thank you, please. Julie Louis-Dreyfus, get on that.
Oh my God! Oh my God! If she's in the dark, wait, is it? Is it the Thunderbolts? Not the Dark Avengers.
It'll be named after William Hurt. It'll be the Thunderbolts.
And is William Hurt going to become the Bread Hulk?
I don't know. He's like, I feel like William Hurt didn't look well in Black Widow. Like when he was on screen, I was like, oh God.
Yeah. Interesting. No. Okay. Yeah. Well, how about we
bring back Liv Tyler? Make her Red She-Hulk.
Well, I think, how about I feel like this is going to go, since we're talking about this, I think we should talk about south. What If.
Yeah. This is going south. Oh, EvilJeff, you're going off script.
I know. Let's talk about What If next.
It's very exciting.
Because you said Liv Tyler, and I want to talk about that character shows up in What If.
In What If, in the latest What If. Let's fucking talk about it.
Okay, so let's start talking about some things we saw on television. Hit it.
If a picture paints 1,000 words, then why can't I paint you?
I actually put a different song there. I put the "If a train can launch 1,000 ships."
What is that song?
It's you'll hear it when I put it in there.
In post, I can't wait.
In post. Anyway, what if the Avengers all fucking died?
What if they were killed murder mystery style, which you know is my jam?
Yeah. And I would say watching all the Avengers get murdered kind of fun.
Kind of fun, kind of shocking.
Also, I was like, oh, this is a Black Widow thing. They hate Black Widow. Oh, guess what? Not her voice.
What a treasure of a voice it was instead.
Poison Ivy.
Oh, Lake Bell. Oh, Lake Bell. You can do no wrong when it comes to comic book related animated series.
I'm telling you, though, do you think she did it, all the voices, and then they fired her, and then after the suing, and then made Lake Bell come in last minute?
I feel like it was another Chris Evans. She's like, no, I'm too top tier. Like, you don't get me for this. And Lake Bell's like, I'll fucking do it because I'm going to put in a better performance than she ever would.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson was nominated for 2 Oscars in the same year.
What?
Yeah. You don't remember
For
that?
Marriage Story and for the German movie, the Taika Waititi movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's good. She was in Ghost World. That's based on a comic book.
That's her first big breakout movie.
That's right.
I will tell you this. Have you ever read The Ghost World?
Yeah, I love it.
I will say that is one. It's a good movie, but it ventures so far off the actual comic. And the actual comic is one of my favorite comics of all time.
Ghost World has got one of my favorite panels of all time.
Me
which
too.
Is after she bumps into that like weird creepy couple in the supermarket and she's doubled over with laughter because it turns out they're like excruciatingly normal after all.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that panel.
Yeah, there's one where she just goes, I don't understand. Why can't I just meet a guy who's like really mean but loves me and really this and that? And it literally was like the most pathetic thing of like the type of guy she wanted. But it was like what I wanted. And it made me reading that, I was like, oh, this is why I'm alone. And the movie really didn't do justice to poor Rest in Peace.
No.
What's his name?
Daniel Klaus?
No. The guy who died, who played the boyfriend.
Oh, Brad Renfro?
Brad Renfro, one of the hottest fuckers, who I still to this day believes
Bryan Singer
is the cause of his death. Although if we believe that, it also means that Ian McKellen had a hand in it.
Yep.
Is they're saying that Bryan Singer and Ian McKellen molested Brad Renfro in Apt Pupil.
I say we're the ones that break that open and destroy Ian McKellen.
And I love Ian McKellen, but hey,
I know,
if you fucking did that to Brad Renfro, you have to go down.
What if Ian McKellen? No, okay, no.
But the what if?
Let's get back to what if.
The what if is really good. It just goes through what if someone didn't want the Avengers Initiative to happen, and suddenly Iron Man gets fucking accidentally murdered.
From that scene in Iron Man 2.
Where the injection, yeah. That's where I was confused. I was like, this is the problem is there's so many. I'm like, which movie was that in? I know that's a scene, but did that happen in the first Avengers? And then it was like, no, it was in one of the Iron Man ones.
Yeah. And then Thor gets killed in the middle of the original Thor during the scene that introduced Hawkeye to the world.
Yes, I was hoping to get a Kat Dennings.
Oh gosh,
cameo.
I did not know that Hawkeye thing was going to happen when I saw the first Thor, and I remember seeing a man with a bow and arrow like get into that lift and just freezing up, like, oh my god, a bow and arrow.
You love Hawkeye?
During that time, any time a Marvel character was introduced, you were like, ah!
Yeah, it was still new back then.
We didn't know yet.
Hawkeye accidentally kills Thor, doesn't understand what happened. He gets sent to prison. Also, Scarlet Witch. Black Widow is sent to prison, but she escapes thanks to Nick Fury. And but then Hawkeye is murdered in the prison, even though it's locked.
They find him dead in his cell.
Also,
want to mention, I think the person that finds him is Phil Coulson. Love that Clark Gregg is part of this episode as an Agents
and then
Shield
apparently,
fan.
is he always this gay? He was like a full-on.
He's pretty gay.
He was a full-on Liberace loving, dick-sucking homosexual. Yeah. Every line he had was about how hot he thought a different guy was.
Well, it's because they're, making fun of his obsession with Cap from the first Avengers.
Yeah, okay. Gay. Lesbian. Okay, so listen. So then Hulk shows up because
unexpected.
Black Widow goes and meets fucking what's her name?
Liv Tyler.
Liv Tyler. What's
Betty
her
Ross.
name? Betty. I was trying to say Betsy Ross. I'm like, no, she sewed the flag. Betty Ross. But here's the thing: but it was a different actress. I didn't recognize the name, and that's why I was very curious. Of like, I wonder
What are you doing, Liv Tyler?
Yeah, you're not doing nothing.
Like, really? You're not doing anything?
But at the same time, that's Edward. Liv Tyler was in the Ed Norton one.
Oh, so maybe they just... Well, but so was William Hurt. And so was Tim Roth, who's going to be in Shang-Chi.
Oh, right. What if they just got Jennifer Connelly and were like, let's just go fucking crazy?
Wait, why Jennifer Connelly?
Because she was Betty Ross in the Ang Lee one.
Yes!
But we did have Mark Ruffalo.
Love Mark Ruffalo. Love that voice.
And
Love
then
him
he
so much.
fucking blows up.
He all of a sudden he hulks out, but then keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and then explodes, which is wild. And none of these things make sense.
But here's the thing: were you able to figure it out? Because it seemed
No.
once I realized what it was like, oh, this is so obvious, but I did not figure it out.
Me too. And that's why this episode worked so well, is because once they did reveal the killer, you were like, fuck, of course. And it was what I loved. This What If, I kept saying to my friends that I watch it with on Zoom, I don't understand what this one's about. The promos aren't what is the what if? And then I saw the title, What If Avengers, what if Earth lost its mightiest heroes? And I was like, okay, that doesn't feel like a moment though. So what is the moment? What is the what if? And they reveal it at the end. And it's great. And they did not list the killer in the opening credits, which was also great.
Yeah.
Because the killer turns out, spoilers, to be Hank Pym.
That's right.
And it's Michael Douglas.
That's right. The guy who fucked Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct. The guy who fucked Kathleen Turner in Romancing the Stone. And the guy who fucked Jane Fonda in China Syndrome. I don't know if they fucked
yes,
that.
He fucked all the Avengers in this one.
He's angry. And tell them why he's angry, Brett.
Because the what if is, what if Hope Van Dyne joined S.H.I.E.L.D.? She dies, and then he takes revenge on Nick Fury for letting her die by killing his precious Avengers.
Yeah.
Mwah!
That is, I'll tell you this, that's what I want out of, this is why I did not like the first one as much.
Yep.
I want something where what if this small random event has insanely drastic,
intense,
world-changing consequences. And the last two episodes did that. That's like, hey, I also love how it's like, hey, you know how this actor in Guardians of the Galaxy decided to join a church that hates gay people and everybody hates him now? What if that just never happened and it was Black Panther who everybody loves? And it showed you how, look how much better the galaxy fucking is because of it. And can I just say right here, just since I just shit on Chris Pratt, everybody is shitting on Chris Pratt for belonging to that religion. Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens, Justin Bieber also belong to that church. And I feel if you're going to shit on Chris Pratt, you need to shit on all of them too.
They're all fucking weird.
Fucking weirdos. Who is joining an anti-gay, religious, culty Christian sect in Hollywood in 2021? What are you, stupid? Ugh.
I feel like it's in vogue to be anti-gay. Ugh. I'm just saying.
Whatever. Vanessa Hudgens can go can go bite the big
Oh,
one.
get a career.
Anyway, What If? Great. Love it.
Fantastic. Looking forward to the next one, which is Doctor Strange based.
Is it Benedict? Is he doing the voice?
Oh, he's got to.
He better be.
Benedict.
He better be.
Benedict. Well, that's great.
We
Why
watched.
should we go into some comics?
Okay, let's do some comics.
X-Men comics.
Hit it.
I want your ex.
So, EvilJeff, I'm going to make this bold statement. Come on! Also, in a week where the only books were Cable and Wolverine,
Yeah, you're like, this is going to be garbage,
very
right?
much enjoyed this week.
Yeah, you know what I thought of him? That's what I thought.
What is that?
That's the orgasm voice I just added. Because I can't just do this one.
No, X books didn't merit that. This
No, yeah, they definitely. Yeah, there we go.
And I think what it is, if we may start with Wolverine, number 15, I like this Solemn character.
Me too.
I like him a lot because he fucks.
Yeah, he fucks. He's getting guys pregnant.
He fucks.
He's
Yeah.
getting
Yes.
guys pregnant. He's shooting
Yeah.
so many loads up guys' butts that they're having butt babies.
He's like, I've shot so many loads in this man that this man actually gained the ability to birth children.
Yeah. And that's what he's kind of like. You know what he is? Since Dakin became good, he's kind of the new Dakin.
He's like bad Dakin. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when Dakin was bad.
Yeah.
But
he's like
that's why he
Dakin
was
with
such.
adamantium skin.
Yes. Yes.
I like me a hard body, so I bet I would love to have sex with Solemn.
I would like to see Solemn and Colossus go at it.
Yes.
So basically, Wolverine is tracking down Solemn, and through what's the acid blood guy's name?
Severe Blackmore. Severe
Blackmore, who it turns out is basically the one who raised Solemn.
Yeah, did not see that coming.
And then Solemn basically is like, "You're an asshole," chops his nose off, and is like, "I'm in charge."
He's like, you took me from my family. Like, decades later. He's like, fuck you, I've hated you this whole time.
Yeah.
Chop your nose off.
In your face, bitch. In your face without
Off
a
with
nose.
your nose, bitch.
And so it still is. So it looks like, did Solemn? So Solemn stole the logic diamonds?
We don't know. In a world where I think Mystique stole the logic diamonds,
That's what I'm thinking,
she could have
too.
been disguised as anybody.
But here's the thing, because it looks like Solemn. I don't think Solemn gives a fuck about the logic diamonds. I think
Why would
Solemn
he?
just gives a fuck about fucking with Wolverine.
Yeah, because he's attracted to him.
And Wolverine, I'm telling you right now, if in this comic book, if
would
he
die.
does
I
something
would
sexual
die.
and Wolverine's like, I'm not into that, and he's like, you do realize I snuck in here. I snuck in here the night you and Jean Grey and Cyclops were all in bed together. So
my
don't
God,
tell me you're
listen.
not into it. I would
Oh
die.
my God. If Benjamin Percy turns out to be the writer who becomes explicit about the Wolverine Cyclops sex, I will be like, well, you've been the best writer this whole time. I love X-Force.
And I will tell you this. This guy writes X-Force, which is awful. And now I'm wondering, is it just because he's forced to write about beast and plant people? Could X-Force be good if we could get rid of these beast and plant people?
I think so.
Can we please get rid of the beast and plant people? Beast
Just
needs
throw
put
Beast in the hole.
in the hole. I'm ready.
And take out the weed killer.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Right.
Anyway, this Wolverine ends with, it looks like Solemn steals the blade.
The Muramasa blade.
Does that mean he has both of them?
So Sever has won.
Oh, so Sever. Oh, okay.
Because
that's right.
Sever was chasing Solemn in
He
Vegas.
grabbed it.
He chucked it at him. And Wolverine was like, he would never give away the sword unless he had the other one. Mine's a fake. He came in and stole it.
Ooh.
The data pages in this issue I thought were really cool, of Sage tracking Solemn's movements using different sources of information.
Yeah.
I thought that was really effective.
Yeah, he's off in Vegas, he's off here, he's off there, and he's just partying.
Just sticking his dick in everything.
Well, I mean, he was kind of in prison for like decades, so it's like,
yeah,
he's gonna party it up.
I love it. I love getting background on this Solemn character. I love that he is, saber-toothed down in a hole. Wolverine needs a new Lex Luthor. I say make it Solemn.
Yeah.
It's great. It was a good book. Really good read. Perhaps, the past 2 issues of Wolverine
are better than
really
the rest of it.
Because they tie into what's happening in, the main vein.
Yeah.
He's investigating the Marauder. It's bringing out characters from Morocco. It's good.
Yeah.
It's when they go off into, we're having this peripheral adventure with Dracula. I'm like, I don't fucking care. With plant people.
Or with Maverick.
Or Maverick. Stay on the main path.
Stop using characters that only incels like.
Thank you, Dracula.
Well, let's talk about the next book with another character that usually it's like Old Man Cable is back.
Yeah, we want.
And usually you're like, but here it was. It's like, no, this isn't regular Cable. This is X-Force Exterminators Cable.
First of all, let's just cut right to it. The fact that there is a new Exterminators team, EvilJeff, Exterminators from Inferno back in the day, that's our jam.
Yeah. We actually covered it in this show in one of these.
Yes.
It was one of our
in our Inferno issue.
Yeah. And although who was Boom Boom in the Exterminators? Yeah.
Yes.
But
she sure was.
And Boom Boom, WizKid. Yes, that's right. Boom Boom.
It was Richter,
WizKid,
Boom Boom, WizKid, Rusty, Skids, Artie, and Leech.
And that Ariel.
Let's do this.
And then the
Ariel
alien.
was Fallen Angels.
Oh, Fallen Angels. Right. But wasn't WizKid in Fallen Angels too?
No.
Okay.
Girl.
All right. I'm mixing them all up.
Get your shit straight.
Sorry. But we got Boom Boom. We got Cannonball. We got WizKid. We've got Leela Cheney.
Oh, stop it. I screamed. Lila Cheney? Come on, with Cannonball? Who's now married with a kid?
What is the name of Lila Cheney's band?
Cat's laughing.
All right,
Don't waste
okay.
my time.
All right. I was just throwing some trivia at you.
T-shirt.
Do you really?
I do. I got it from the Jay and Silent Bob show. What is that show? Jay and Silent Bob Explain the X-Men.
Jay and Silent Bob Explain the X-Men?
Jay and Miles Explain the X-Men. They were selling merch at FlameCon.
Oh, I would totally get a Cat's Laughing t-shirt.
Listen, I got an Emma Frost prayer candle.
Okay. And then what's the name of the Iraqi one again?
Cora the Explorer.
Cora the Explorer. The way her powers work, it really looks like she has to stick her finger up people's butts to make their powers
She does.
work.
She becomes a flaming skeleton, sticks her bony flaming finger up your butt, and you get augmented powers.
That's really is what it looks like. It's really what it looks like.
Can we talk about the tie-ins to Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men run?
Yeah, because where do they have to go?
Breakworld,
because what does Breakworld like to do? Shoot big bullets with Kitty Pryde in them.
Big bullets, and then we end this issue with a big bullet.
Yeah.
Love the parallels.
Also, the other thing that I don't know if was fully established in this is Rocket Raccoon is in this, and Cable basically says...
I'm obsessed.
He's acting all like, it's an honor. And he basically is
You're
like,
a legend.
You don't understand. In the future, he is one of the most legendary tactician fighters in the galaxy. You're like
Cable is legitimately in awe of being around Rocket Raccoon. He even calls him Ranger Rocket, like his original name.
But then then he says, and the reason is because of this mission.
Because of this mission. I'm in love with this. I am in love with this. I texted my friend who is a huge Rocket fan, and I was like, did you read Cable yet? He's like, shit, I forgot. I was like, you want to read Cable. My friend, every time he's one of the people on Zoom I watch What If with. When they do the Marvel flip opening, the Marvel Studios opening, every time they show Rocket Raccoon in one of the letters, he jumps up. He's like, there's Rocket!
Did he like Rocket in the comics before the movies came out?
Yes.
Okay. Just
Yes,
want to see how much of it is. I just want to see how dedicated he is.
Good test. I'm freaking out that Lila Cheney is on this fucking team.
Yeah. Lila
she's
Cheney.
like, how's married life?
It's like, remember when we fucked?
Remember when we used to fuck?
Remember
like,
when you used to
loud.
Remember you used to blast your dick in me?
That? She's like, you always weren't loud. He's a screamer. He's a moaner.
Also, he was totally like making out with Boom Boom at 1.2.
Right. And Sunspot probably.
Mm.
I wish Sunspot was on this team so he can be like, he's a moaner, all right.
What? Oh.
I love Cable's adorable hard light prosthetic arm with his little Nicky tattoo that like gives him weapons.
Yeah, I like that too. I hope they keep that as opposed to the metal arm. I think that's a fun upgrade.
It's a fun upgrade. And this is Al Ewing. He's fun.
Except for X-Force.
He does not
no, wait, no, that's the other one. That's Wolverine. Sorry.
God.
Wait, who writes X-Force?
Benjamin Percy.
Right. All
this team's great.
Are all of them white heterosexual men?
Al Ewing just wrote a very poignant coming out article, blog journal entry. He publicly came out as bisexual.
Oh.
And his column, his writing where he announced that he's bisexual is beautiful. It's beautiful.
I heard, though, he only wrote that so that he can say faggot. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's why you and I claim to be gay and do this show.
I watched this TikTok recently where someone was like, I'm bisexual. How come we don't have a slur?
It's amazing.
I'm just like, oh, you poor thing.
Oh, you poor thing. No, you've just been a punchline for decades. That's all. That's changing. No, and Benjamin Percy is like the straightest. He is like a man of the woods. He has the deepest voice. He is the most muscular. He is just the manliest man that has ever manned.
That means you're gay.
If you ever go to a con and Benjamin Percy is speaking, the second he opens his mouth, you're like, whoa.
You're wet.
You really are.
I think we should move on.
Okay, let's do that.
I think we need to move on to something creepier.
Yes.
Something
I love creepy.
Scarier.
Yes, and maybe something directed by the director of the upcoming Captain Marvel sequel, The Marvels.
Yes. And also something where it's also you're going to learn some stuff.
That's right.
We're talking about Candyman. Hit it, Christina Aguilera.
I knew it.
Oh, God. Candyman.
Candyman. Should we do our loved it or hated it?
Yes, on the count of 3.
All right, you count.
1, 2, 3. Loved it.
Loved it.
I had some minor issues here and there, but overall,
loved it.
Riveted.
Gorgeous, beautifully shot, beautifully made, beautifully acted,
beautifully directed,
smart screenplay. Jordan Peele, I know he didn't create all of it, but he influenced it and led it to a certain degree.
He's listed as one of the screenwriters.
Yes.
Now, here I have a question for you. When's the last time you saw the original Candyman?
Oof. I had trouble recalling the original Candyman.
Yeah, me too.
When they were
because it's been since the 90s. It's been since the 90s.
It has been since the 90s. I didn't even remember if they had uncovered the story of the original Candyman being a painter and having the affair with the white woman and then getting killed by the lynch mob.
Yeah.
I didn't remember if that was in the original or not.
Because that's the one thing I want to ask. In the original, Virginia Madsen, a white woman, is coming into Cabrini Green.
Yes.
Is it problematic when you rewatch it? I'd be interested if I rewatch that, am I going to be like, ooh.
It is. I do remember the ending, and the ending is very white savior. Oh yeah.
Well, she goes into the fire and saves the kid.
And saves the baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so this basically is a sequel to Candyman, to the original Candyman.
It's like a direct sequel. It kind of leaves out Farewell to the Flesh and the other one.
Yeah, we're pretending those other ones. I don't think those other ones, we're just pretending none of those other ones happened. And this one, it basically just starts with a gay character who it's weird. He's the gay character in basically every British TV show I've seen. So it's weird seeing him with an American accent. And he basically starts giving the kind of the horror story version of it. Now, this is where I love where this goes. How does every horror movie start? With a murder.
With a murder.
And what happens when you see a black person, a gay person, heaven forbid a black gay person, they get murdered. This basically upends the rules of who gets killed in this movie.
Of race in horror.
And I love it.
That's fantastic.
I fucking love it. Also, we have fucking WandaVision's Spectrum is the other star, and we have Watchmen's
Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. The third.
Doctor, is it Dr. Manhattan?
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan. So first of all, he is so fine.
Smoke show.
So
he's a pretty man.
Just
with a good body. And and a big healthy dick, according to Watchmen.
But basically it starts with them telling this story, and
Sister, Teyonah Parris, and her boyfriend.
But they don't die. And actually you just start learning about, hey, actually there's gentrification going on. Now here's we lived in Chicago. Like, do you remember when Cabrini Green was still up?
Oh, I passed Cabrini Green every day on the Halstead bus.
Yeah, me too.
I was going to work in the South Loop area.
I used to live right off the Division Street Blue Line stop. And that was not that far off. Like, a lot of times when I was driving to college, to grad school, I would go and drive by Cabrini Green. What year did it come down?
It was around the time I was taking that bus route, like the high rise.
So it was like the early 2000s?
It was 2010-ish, 2010.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, 2009, around
there. And so for me, it was just very crazy going, because I haven't been back to Chicago since I left for LA. So watching all of the Chicago shots, having them talk about Chicago. Also, I went to art school in Chicago, so I was going to all the galleries. So them talking about the MCA and all this stuff, I was being very much...
Yes, it was a scene in the MCA.
I was getting very triggered, like not in a bad way, but in a just like memories. It's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. So I was very personally invested in all of this.
And so the main characters live in the Cabrini Green area after the high rises came down.
Yeah.
And they built up condos for rich people. Teyonah Parris' character has money, so she lives in one of those condos. And she is taking advantage of gentrification.
Yeah.
This black couple.
And the artist, what's the guy's name in the movie?
Anthony
is taking advantage of this gentrification, decided because he can't do any artwork about it, so he decides to make a whole piece about it. And it's very interesting where his piece is not well received. And and of course, now has he already said Candyman by this time?
Yeah, he did it
quickly.
immediately.
Yeah, like just into the mirror, into the window.
Yeah. Yes. And he was not killed.
Yes.
He did summon. Candyman, interesting about the Candyman he summons. Not Tony Todd. Not the Candyman we know from the original.
Yeah.
A different guy. With a different backstory.
Yes.
Connected to Cabrini Green.
But his art piece is a mirror in which it tells you to say Candyman 5 times.
The piece is called Say My Name.
And and when you open up the mirror, then you see all the artwork.
His paintings of like blood and torture. Yeah. But the piece, and this is one of my favorite parts of this movie, the piece is written off. It is a critical flop.
Yeah, the gay guy from Hacks is like the more successful version of him.
Yep.
And is trashing it. The art critic is trashing it. And it's so funny because she literally is saying like, you artists are taking advantage of gentrification, because it is true. And I went
to move in.
When I was in art school, guess what? All of the poor art grad students were moving into the poor places. And then I remember we moved to Wicker Park. And then what happened a few years after we all moved to Wicker Park? Fucking Real World showed up. And the next thing was just Yuppie Central.
Yep.
We did that. I did that.
So the piece gets panned until there is a murder outside of it, because after hours, the gallery people look in the mirror and say Candyman 5 times, and they're killed. And after that, all the critics, all the art people are like, oh, well, he's a genius. Oh, he's an up-and-coming artist. Oh, the piece is incredible.
And he's getting off on it. He's like, oh, they said my name. And they're like, bitch, these people died.
People fucking got slashed. And he's like, my piece was mentioned on the news. And Teyonah Parris is like, are you out of your fucking mind? That's when I knew, like, I wasn't sure how much her character would factor into whether she would be like a final girl or not. And spoilers, very happy to report, she very much is.
Yeah. Well, but you very slowly learn, ain't no black people dying in this movie. Except for 2. There's 2, but not by Candyman. No black person dies by Candyman.
By the hands of Candyman. Because they've reframed what Candyman is. Candyman is all of the black men over history in this area of Cabrini Green who have died wrongfully at the hands of white people. They even have a great line tying in the bees, which are part of the Candyman aesthetic milieu, where they're like, they're all part of the hive. They're all Candyman.
Yeah.
These guys. That's why there's a different Candyman that gets summoned in this movie.
Yes. And the thing that's really beautiful about this, which my one friend was like, the one thing she was disappointed when we watched it together, is she likes gore. And she was like, most of the stuff...
Other friends, yep.
Most of the stuff is cut, other than the first kind of murder, most of the stuff is cut away and you don't really see it. As someone who doesn't like gore, I was fine with that.
Well, him fucking with after he gets stung by the bee when he's first investigating Candyman and his hand starts to deteriorate.
Oh, then I'm like, why are you not going to a doctor?
Right. But when he's picking at it and he's pulling his fingernails off, like, that's some nasty fucking shit.
Yeah.
But it's other scenes like the art critic's murder in Marina
That is so
Towers.
Beautiful. In the Marina Towers.
Beautiful.
As it just pans out. This movie is all about the scariness of reflections.
Yes.
And just everything is through a window, through a mirror. Her murder is really fucking beautiful.
That entire scene was beautiful, where Yaya's character, where Anthony sees himself in the mirror as Candyman.
Yeah.
Typically in horror, he'll look away, he'll see his reflection as Candyman. He'll look away, he'll look back, and it'll be him. Not in this. That scene is extended. It's drawn out. Yeah. He keeps looking in the mirror, and Candyman keeps looking back at him for a long scene. It's powerful because it's different.
And then let's talk real briefly about the white teenage girls.
Oh, yes. Girl, when I tell you in that scene with the high school girls in the bathroom, when that girl ran out like when she was like, fuck this, I'm out of here, and she ran out of the bathroom, my whole theater applauded.
Well, she was the only person of color in that group of friends.
Exactly.
She was Asian, right? Yeah.
Yes. Some guy yells, "That's smart, she's smart." They just started cheering and clapping. Oh, it was so great. It was so great because they get killed. But again, kind of like off camera.
Yeah. And just so fun. And then things start getting to a head where you find out, spoilers, that little baby that Virginia Madsen saved.
In the first one?
That's him.
That's Anthony. That's Yaya.
So that is
Candyman called him back.
Yeah, Candyman isn't trying to kill him. He's trying to recruit him. He's trying to recruit him.
That's right. Into the candy army.
And and then the one boy that kind of saw his sister get killed and then was kind of the reason that the Cabrini Green Candyman came to life.
Yeah.
Who works at the laundry. He goes fucking batshit crazy.
You know who, it's funny you say batshit, because you know who he reminded me of is Renfield from Dracula mythology.
Yeah. And he's all just like kidnapping. Oh, I will say, here's my favorite part of the entire movie. My favorite part of the entire movie is when the girlfriend, Spectrum.
Is when Monica Rambeau. Yeah.
When Monica Rambeau, when she fucking is looking for him and she goes into the laundry thing, she's locked. And then she's like, oh, let me open this door. And it's a creepy basement. I literally yelled out, I went, no. And then she went, nope. And closed the door. I fucking started clapping. I was like, yes.
That's Jordan Peele. Yeah, like that's got Jordan Peele's fingerprints all over.
Fuck
like,
yeah, because it's finally like, yeah, ain't nobody going down that.
The subversion of horror tropes. Oh, absolutely. So good. So good. So good.
But in the end, it looks like the laundromat guy, he basically kidnaps her and then takes Anthony and is like, he's the next Candyman guy.
And you're the witness.
He fucking chops his arm off.
Sticks a hook in it. How cool is it that he's the guy that owns the laundromat and we meet him in the beginning? He's the kid who is doing laundry when he leads to the horrible death by cop of that Candyman. Yeah.
And she finally tries to escape. She has to kill Laundryman, which at this point is the first black man that has died.
Yep.
And then when she, here's the one thing is like when she, who are they shooting at? When the cops come in. But then it pans back and he's gone.
His body has like moved over off her lap.
Oh, is that what happened? It just looked like he was like vanished. Okay, I was confused.
No, he was next to her instead of in her lap. Yeah.
And then we got some evil white cops in Chicago.
And how great. So this is the part that I think is so great. You think if she is being set up to be the final girl at this point, like she is very much the protagonist at this point. Anthony is becoming the antagonist. Anthony's becoming Candyman. Any horror movie, the final fight is going to be protagonist, final girl versus antagonist slasher. Not this time, because the real villain is them motherfucking cops.
Yeah. And so she's just like, I'll do whatever you want. I'll say whatever you want. Just let me look in that fucking mirror for a second.
Yeah. They shoot Anthony wrongfully, and they're like, you're going to do what we say, or we're going to say you're his accomplice. And she's like, cool, can I just look in the mirror real quick?
Candyman.
I was like, bitch, you better rattle off Candyman. She was like, but she did it so cool. Candyman. He's like, what? She goes, Candyman? What? Candyman. And then she says it 4 times so that it's the cop that says it the 5th time, where he goes, Candyman. Oh, yes.
And all the cops get murdered. And that's where we finally see at the end the original
Tony Todd.
The original Candyman.
Daryl Robichaud.
And he's basically like, tell everyone.
He's like, tell everybody.
Tell everybody. Candyman's just killing white people now.
Yeah, he's basically a superhero.
It's kind of like the end of Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's like, oh, this is just for black people. We're just helping black people now.
Yes.
And so fuck all of you white people. And I love it. I kind of
North
really
side, look out.
I really want Fox News and Newsmax to start freaking out about this movie.
Oh, I want them
I
to
can't
hate it
wait.
so much.
I can't wait. I will say this is the one thing I did not like is that I felt it was weird that it was just the original Candyman. I felt it either should have been Anthony or it should have been all of them. You know what I mean? I think that was the one thing that kind of I had a problem with because I was like, where did
punch of seeing Tony Todd?
But then it just felt more like a gimmick because it was like, but where's the? Don't be like, oh, he's turning into Candyman and then he's just fucking not there. You know what I mean? I wanted to see Anthony at the end.
Yes.
For more, but I understand that the emotional punch of like, ooh, it's the original Candyman.
It's the guy from Candyman 2, Farewell to the Flesh. Good stuff. Good movie. Great stuff. Nia DaCosta directed the hell out of this movie. I can't wait for her to do the Marvels. Also starring Teyonah Parris, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Very excited. What a talent.
The new Scorsese and DiCaprio.
Listen, I'm here for it.
I think we covered everything.
Good stuff. Love to see Monica Rambeau take on a supernatural slasher. Love to see it.
Me too.
Future Avenger. Well, EvilJeff, that brings us to the end of another one.
I know. We're coming close to 200.
Coming close to 200, coming close to Inferno. Wouldn't it be weird if Inferno, like the end of Inferno, lined up with our episode 200? I would die.
I think
it's going to happen.
All right. Maybe we can make it happen.
Inferno.
We'll plan it.
Inferno. Inferno. We'll make it happen.
How many times did you say it?
3.
Inferno.
Inferno.
Madeline Pryor!
Knife sounds from the beginning.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening. We talked about a lot of shit today, and we hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you keep listening. We hope you tell other people to listen.
Tell everyone.
And tell everyone, especially gay people, because I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you saw Candyman, well, then that makes you queer.